Wow. Just wow. Yo! Ladies and gentlemen, indeed, there's no real friendship in Big Brother's house. There's no real friendship. And it might seem as though this season, every single ship that exists in the house is majorly what you can classify as a fuck buddy. Yeah, housemates having fuck buddies here and there. Because the things I saw and heard today during the diary sessions of these housemates, guys, see, I literally had to pick my jaw from the floor. Yep. So when you watch these housemates on your TV screen, yeah, and you see maybe two people loved up and saying sweet nothings to each other, just have at the back of your mind that they're just fuck buddies. Nothing more, nothing less. And by the time the show is over, it's going to be a to your tent, O Israel type of situation. Because ladies and gentlemen, these housemates mean business this season. It's all a game for all of them. Yeah, all of them, no exception. It's all a game, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we're going to get into this video and I will give you all a summary of these housemates' diary session today. 7 housemates had their diary sessions today and it was quite interesting, yes. Although nothing really groundbreaking, but there were certain housemates that actually, revealed 1 or 2 things about their situationships in the house that I found quite shocking. And according to Kola, very, very interesting. So we're going to talk about all of that, all right? And also, we will touch up on the 3 fake evicted housemates, Day, Joanna, and Ruboy. There was an interesting twist to their stay in that secret room today. And I can't wait to share with all of you all of my observations, all right? So please make sure you watch this video to the end. Do not skip out on any part because you totally do not want to miss out on anything, all right? And yeah, before we get into it, hi. You're all specially welcome back to my channel. My name is Gloria Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah, and I call myself the girl with the T. Now, let's get into the video. Now, as I mentioned before, 7 housemates had their diary sessions today. And remember, the theme of the week is the soft life, right? Which is literally the direct contrast of what the housemates had actually experienced in the house last week. Last week was the bare minimum. This week is the soft life. Big Brother has literally gone all out to provide for these housemates luxury upon luxury, for them to just chill, enjoy, and just have a good time in the house this week. Yes. So during their diary sessions, yeah, questions are mostly revolved around the shocking events that happened yesterday, and this is with regards to the fake evictions that happened, and also the theme of the week, and of course their impression about their new head of house. Now, there was also a particular question about if they had the power to bring back 1 evicted housemate, who would it be? And ladies and gentlemen, this is where things kind of got really interesting. Now, of the 7 people that had their diary sessions today, most of them mentioned Ruboy. They said because of his vibe, because of his energy, they would love to bring him back to the house. Imisi had also had a diary session and she had mentioned Big Soso. According to her, it is because Big Soso is always hyping her up. Big Soso likes her. Big Soso is quite cool with her. And so she would love to see Big Soso back in the house. Now, of these 7 people, Kola and Koyin also had their diary sessions. And ladies and gentlemen, it was quite... okay, not particularly shocking, but it was quite interesting that neither of them mentioned Day's name when Big Brother had asked that question. For Koyin, he would rather bring Ruboy back into the house. Now, I totally understand because apparently these 2, that is Koyin and Ruboy, they go a long way back. Did I put that right? They've come a long way in their friendship. Yeah, let me put it that way. I think that sounds much better. They've come a long way in their friendship. Yes, they are almost like brothers. In fact, I even saw a picture of them today on the internet where they had actually posed in front of a car and had, you know, whatever it is that they were doing. Yes, it just shows that they have a history. Yeah. And so Koyin had said that he would rather bring Rude Boy back. Yes. And as I said, I wasn't particularly shocked, but at the same time, I don't know, maybe I was expecting too much, but a part of my brain was kind of waiting for him to mention Dede's name. But at the same time, I wasn't particularly shocked because we know that his friendship with Dede is fake. We've seen it on countless occasions where Dede is not in a good mood. Maybe something terrible happened to Dede, and Koyin would just go and sit down and, you know, just be chatting about any other thing except that thing that actually happened to her. You know, and normally Dede would just go with the flow because for her too, her emotions are not involved in the house, right? So I just knew that their relationship is not genuine. According to Dede, it just feels good to have someone that has at least, even though it's 1%, yeah, at least someone that has 1% of your back. But ladies and gentlemen, you and I know that Koyin does not even have 0% of Dede's back in that house at all. He doesn't. I mean, from his numerous conversations with other people about how he's just playing the game of, you know, keeping your enemy closer. We've heard that several times, you know. So anyways, that one happened. And then Kola also had his diary session today. And first, it had been him lamenting and expressing his shock about how it would have been him that picked that telephone call instead of Dede. Remember, when that thing happened yesterday, it was him and Dede that were closest to where the microphone was. And both of them were literally racing to the telephone. I say microphone, telephone. And he had kind of allowed Dede to just go ahead and pick it. So for him, he was wondering like, oh, is this grace? Is this a miracle? Is it God telling me something? Is it God that just decided to save me? And it was quite an emotional moment for Kola during his diary session. He shed a few tears and I kind of felt really bad for him because I could understand where his shock was coming from. Because guys, the truth is, it could have been him. It could have been him. If he had allowed his masculine strength to prevail, there was no way that they would have reached that telephone before him. He had just allowed her. So he was still shocked and he was expressing his shock, you know, about the whole situation. But then he had then mentioned that, okay, people that had asked him that, okay, if he had been the one that picked the call, who would he have chosen together to be evicted? And they had said it was going to be Imisi because Imisi is the closest person to him in the house. And if that had happened, Imisi would never, ever had forgiven him. Because the truth is, it wasn't like he would have known what was coming, you know. For him, he would have thought that, okay, just like Joanna had a treat with Dede for them to go spend like 3 days at an undisclosed location whilst they were all suffering, you know, on the cold floor in Big Brother's house and guarding. He would have thought that, okay, maybe it was an opportunity for him and Imisi to spend a great time in that same undisclosed location. Never would it have crossed his mind that it was going to be an eviction. But he was glad that it did not happen because Imisi would never have forgiven him because she had expressed to him about how much she wanted to be on the show. So Kola was crying and I kind of felt really bad for him, but at the same time, I understood where he was coming from, you know, and I'm still kind of waiting to see his expression when it is all revealed that these housemates are actually not evicted, but they are still in the game, just being housed somewhere else. Yeah. Now, this was the shocking part for me. Same question Big Brother had asked the other housemates that had had their sessions. Big Brother had asked him if he had the power to bring back an evicted housemate, who would it be and why? And he had mentioned Sabrina, not Dede. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, for this one, I wasn't shocked, but I was kind of surprised. I was surprised because, yes, when Sabrina left the house, Kola cried a lot. When Dede left the house yesterday as well, I don't know if Kola cried, but it was really down. He was really, really sad. And Imisi did not let him rest because she was literally all up in his face, in his head, stressing him out, and just literally all over the place, not wanting to give the guy time to grieve Dede's exit from the house. And so we don't even know if he had time to cry at all. But guys, I was kind of surprised because I would have thought that he would have wanted to see Dede back in the house. But it might seem as though Kola has other games in the house that is still quite relevant to his existence in that house. So probably for him, his chapter with Dede is over. And then there's Sabrina, whom he has always expressed his regret at not really getting to spend enough time with her because they actually have a connection. They are both from Canada. They have a lot of things in common, you know, and he was really looking forward to building some sort of connection with her. And they had actually said that he really, really liked Sabrina. He really liked her. That he could have even resorted into both of them dating. But then again, Sabrina was not entirely his spec. Yes. So that was from Kola. And guys, I found it quite interesting. Anyways, guys, I thought that was quite interesting. Yep. Really interesting. And I don't know how Dede is going to feel if and when she learns that this is what Kola and Koyin had actually said about her in their diary sessions. Now, away from them, another housemate's diary session that kind of stood out for me, and this time around give me some sort of good laugh, was Isabella. So, of course, biggest typical question, how are you? How is this week? How are you finding this, the theme of the week, blah, blah, blah. Just to summarize Isabella's response, she's now more comfortable in the house. She's now more relaxed. She's now enjoying the house more. She's now feeling herself more. Why? Because she has a new companion in the house. They cuddle together and they chat together. So it's making the experience worth the while for her now in the house. And guys, you know what she means. You know what she means. She's now found a new fuck buddy. Kaikumi is no longer in the picture, right? And she had been struggling for the past 3 weeks, or is it 4 weeks, to find a new companion, you know, to find her footing in the house. She tried with Bright Morgan. It did not work out. And then lo and behold, just by some stroke of luck, Koyin steps into the picture. Both of them very, very horny, looking for relief. Yes. And both of them were able to satisfy each other. So 2 nights in a row now, they have pleasurized each other, like thoroughly, and now they are spending more time together. Oh, and Koyin even confirmed that he and Dede, they had some sort of fallout before she was evicted, so they did not get to have a conversation before she left the house, you know. So now, back to Isabella, that was what she said. And it made me wonder, like, oh, wow. So girl, I was actually right about my theory about you, that the only way you can be comfortable in Big Brother's house is by fashioning out a coping mechanism in sexting, right? Which is quite, I don't know. Anyways, I don't want to be too judgmental, but it was kind of funny to my ears. Because then it made me wonder, like, oh, wow. So all this while you've been struggling is because you've not really found your element. Your element is in creating sexual content. So Kaikumi, that was your partner in crime, is no longer in the house. And now you found a new partner in crime. And both of you have actually taken it a top notch higher than what you and Kaikumi used to even do. You and Kaikumi were even doing testing the microphone. Now people are literally swallowing the whole microphone. Oh, wow. Speaking about testing the microphones, ladies and gentlemen, so I missed this one and I think maybe it just happened briefly. It turned out that whilst Kaikumi and Isabella were literally pleasuring each other last night, Jason J and Sultana, they were doing their own. And as usual, Jason J, lying in that bed like a log of wood, was just there while Sultana was, as usual, swallowing the mic, oiling the mic, romancing the mic, doing everything and everything to the mic. And Chai! Now, wow. And the way, see, I'm sorry, you guys are going to say that Glory sounds very sport, but the way Sultana does it, sometimes I feel scared for Jason J. Like, hey, by the time this guy leaves this house, make the microphone not go shrink, not turn into one tiny little cucumber. Because the way this girl is taking everything, it's like she has taken it all. It's like there's nothing that's going to be left anymore. Like, girl, slow down, easy. And then you also make me wonder, like, but why is it that every time the camera pans to these two, when they're doing their shenanigans, it's always Sultana that is the generous giver. She's always the one giving. Her mouth is always busy. Busy chopping. She's the one busy giving. Please, oh, camera crew, please. Let it not look as if Sultana is the one that is giving freely, giving free offering. Can we also see the part where Jason J is also giving back to the society, a bit to the community? Which one? I don't understand at this point. Because we don't want to make it look like our sister is such a generous giver and she's only always giving to the community. So please, though, if there is a scene where Jason J is also in return doing the Lord's work, okay, maybe not the Lord's work now, but yeah, just giving back to the community. Please, can we also see that part? Because, come on, you cannot tell us that Jason J is literally a log of wood in bed, like just there like this. You're not even mourning. You're not even showing signs of enjoying the whole experience. You're just there like this. Like, dude! Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is that for the diary sessions. I would love to hear your thoughts about that, alright? So please go ahead and share in the comment section below. Now, finally, Day Day, Joanna, and Rude Boy had been brought out to the garden for fresh air. And ladies and gentlemen, it was quite exciting, you know, to see the three of them out there in the garden, dancing and playing and whispering and talking to one another, whilst the rest of the house were inside the main mansion. So Big Brother had played music and the music was really loud. So the rest of the housemates were inside the house, they were having fun, they were dancing, just enjoying the vibe, whilst these three were in the garden, receiving sunlight and fresh air. Remember, since yesterday, early afternoon, they have been inside that tiny little space, yes, and it was long overdue for them to receive some air. And thank God, though, because me too, I was even tweeting at Big Brother this morning, that Big Brother, it's time for this people to go outside, because they were literally having a shouting match in there, you know, just playfully bantering and ranting at each other, the two girls against Rude Boy, but it was just funny moments between or amongst them. Anyways, it wasn't anything that serious. And so they were out in the garden and they had two ninjas positioned, you know, with them right there in the garden. So ladies and gentlemen, that happened. And, you know, as much as they were enjoying the moment, it's kind of turned sour for them. Yes, it turned sour for them, because for the likes of Day Day, she was getting upset. Like, you know, the whole thing was just kind of like, make it make sense. It just did not make sense to her anymore, you know. So at some point, they were even saying, okay, maybe it was time for them to go back into the room, because it's like the door to the main house is right there, but they cannot go there because, hey, it is forbidden. And then there are the two ninjas positioned there, probably to prohibit them, to stop them from going back into the main house. So ladies and gentlemen, those three surely are going through a lot of mental torture, because yes, they are being told that they are still in the game, but then they do not know their fate. They do not know what's going to happen next. So I kind of feel their stress, and I really do hope that whatever is coming, that let it be something that they can actually handle. Otherwise, hey, I don't know. But anyways, I'm going to stop talking here now, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to hear from all of you. So please go ahead and share your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll see you guys on another video. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing evening. Bye.